Dude, how long ago was that wallpaper up?
I saw it for the first time 1 hour ago, but it was officially put on like last night around like 9 p.m.
It's nice. I like where did it come? How? Why?
Okay, so I wanted something like kind of funky and fun.
Hmm.
Originally, I wanted like abstract wallpaper. I personally don't love the idea of a theme. I know myself, I'm gonna ch hate my theme in like probably about a year. So I wanted to just kind of find something that was like fun and funky. I had actually found this amazing wallpaper through Anthropology, and I bought two rolls based off of like the square footage that was like measured for me,
Hmm.
and it turned out it was not enough. And when I went to go back to buy it, there was no more of that wallpaper.
Is that
So
this one or no?
no.
Oh,
So then I had to find something else, and I came across this company called Milton and King.
let
And
me look it up. Milton and King.
yeah, they're kind of popular for their wallpaper, but it was hard to find like a kid one that was like fun and different and not like, whales or animals or something like that. And then I found this. I'm from New York, so I have Godzilla, like I don't know. I just had King Kong.
Yeah, King. I see King
Everything.
Kong, Godzilla, like a
Yeah.
chocolate thing. It's super cool. Is it all around the whole practice
I
or just
wanted
there?
like I'll just give it a small tour. So that's my barn door, like over there. So
Hmm.
when you walk in, this is like the wall. And then the rest of it is like a window and then a blank wall over there. I think at some point I'm gonna probably put a frame or a picture, but I don't want it to be too busy in here because like when that door is closed, it can kind of feel claustrophobic.
Yeah. Do you think like the
But
kids are gonna like love it? Oh, okay. I see. There's like tons of King Kongs. Okay.
oh yeah.
I
Yes,
kind
there's
of thought it was like a mural, like you know what I mean, like a huge.
yeah, no, we had one patient this morning and he was like almost two and he was like already obsessed with this. And then we started taking like the light and we would just like kind of make it seem like a police were looking for like Godzilla.
That's cool.
And then here, I'll show
I
you.
like it. I like it.
Um, you walk out. We also just, I had to figure out how to save that other anthro wallpaper. So I'm creating an infant room. So in one of the other rooms is this wallpaper like as well. So this will be like the infant room for two and under eventually. Like
Is
once I
there
get,
is there like a design? I mean, like a
yeah, this is
there's
the
nothing on there.
abstract one that I was
Oh,
originally
okay,
doing.
got you.
So
Oh,
it was
this
a
is the
little different.
original.
Yeah, this was the OG, but I'm very happy that it all happened the way it did. Because
Yeah,
now
the
it
other
looks
one's cool.
cool. Yeah, so it's cool. I'm leaving this like kind of open so when people walk by, there's like a like little pow pow pop of color.
Or any other of your ops gonna have like that type of wallpaper or no?
Yeah, so this is like the main one, King Kong room, but this one is my second op, but right now it's just storage. So once I outfit this, I'll probably decide on a wallpaper then because it's going to change. So
Hmm.
we'll see what I do in that one. But I kind of like the pink there, the abstract there. So maybe I'll shoot for like a blue color theme in the.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's coming
Nice.
together.
Dude, it looks nice. So those two wallpapers just got finished last night?
Literally. We were supposed to go in like I think end of this week, but then
Hmm.
the guy had a cancellation. And so I was like, yeah, come on in. We don't have any patients right now. And then we did one other thing also. I'm bringing you guys to my waiting room. We took kids' drawings for me and we made like a gallery wall.
They kids' drawings.
Yeah, so whenever they drew something for me or like wrote me a letter, I like framed it. So there's like the
Oh, that's cool.
there's
Is
like
that what?
there's like this letter and it's like amazing. It's like I really need it. I don't know if you can like see it, and it's like,
Yeah,
and I'm
yeah,
sorry if I spell some words wrong, and I hope you have a tropical day.
yeah. That's cool. Tropical
So it's
day.
fun. So if anyone draws for me, it will be like interchanged there. So we're getting like the artwork, we're getting things like slowly kind of going, and
Do you
it
think
makes me feel
eventually,
better.
yeah. Do you think eventually that wall is gonna be like too busy or no?
I'm gonna probably just interchange the pictures. I'm
Oh,
not
okay.
gonna try to make it. I'll add like a few frames, but
Dr.
we'll see
Sedani,
which
you
kid
took my
needs.
picture down? Oh my gosh.
I'll be like, no, it's in my office. My personal office.
Show me.
I'll have to pull out a folder.
I know you pull out a photo, just here it is. No. Yeah. No, that's cool. I like that. That's really, really nice.
Yeah.
Actually taking pictures of that and putting it on your like social media instead of like a patient review, like you know how people would put it in quotations and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That would be way, like, you know what I mean?
I think that will go like far. We posted it in our stories, like, because I just did that wall like early last week, I think.
Hmm.
So I'm trying to like post it now on stories now that I have this, like kind of took like a little small like video of it to kind of like show, boom, now when you come here, you're gonna have this. So I'm like trying to create content and everything just around all these like little minute moments, but they're special for me, so hopefully special for the
Yeah.
parents.
No, it will be. Yeah, yeah. I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Awesome. So besides that, the wallpaper, what's been going on so far this week?
Um, well, we actually yesterday was kind of like a really great day for us. I don't know. So I don't know if you remember, we are doing a giveaway this week, like every day with like one of the popular coffee shops here. We're choosing like 5 winners each day of the week to get some prizes like locally, like from both the coffee shop as well as some other businesses, as well as some dental stuff. So since like last week, we gained like 20 followers, which was like a small achievement for me.
Yeah. No, it's good.
And then we, from there, we also got like 6 new patients.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
See that?
yesterday we
There you
got
go. No,
like,
okay.
yeah,
Because of that? Because of the giveaway or?
I they said that they found us on Instagram, and then 2 of them were from that pediatric therapy group across the hallway. So just even like getting a couple patients alone, just from how much I spent, I think I only spent like 200, 250, I think, on all the giveaway prizes on my end. I got some patients out of it, so I'm excited. And it's like nice to be able to collab with like the other local businesses and get to know them more intimately.
Yeah. So real quick, break it down to me. How did that work? Were there like, I saw you on Instagram because of the giveaway or?
I just asked how they,
Oh,
well, Beatrice. I feel
yeah.
like Beatrice doesn't even have a title. It's just Beatrice.
Yeah.
Beatrice
That's
had
good.
just asked how they found us. So when I'm seeing them in person, if I see like Instagram or word of mouth or however they write it on the forms, I'm asking them, I'm like, oh, curious, like which post did you see of ours or stuff like that. So they're all being scheduled over the next like couple of weeks. So I'll probably have to ask at that point.
All right. Are you gonna keep doing the giveaways or no?
I think so. I think it's kind of like motivational. I just don't want to do like a week one because it's a little bit more complicated. But I think like one a month or once every like 6 to 8 weeks, I think is like a really good turnaround. So
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah. I
having
like
fun
that.
with it right now. And I feel like even if even if I spend like say like you don't have to spend that much, but say you do spend like $50 like on a prize, I think it's memorable enough for like the community that they're like, oh, they're gonna do another one, blah blah blah. So I'm gonna see how many things like what the retention is and all that stuff as well. So I'll evaluate.
That'd be nice. Okay, cool. Cool. So then other than that, what else?
I finally finished. By the way, read your article for the daycare approach and everything, and it was fantastic.
Oh yeah, yeah. Did you do it?
Yeah. So literally also last night I finalized I'm creating like a PDF which is
Mhm.
like explains a little bit about Little Dente as well as like what I would be doing at daycares and preschools. I'm focusing on that age group right now. About like what the different variety of things that we would do is. And so I kind of created like that PDF presentation so I can attach it to like future emails. So today, after you and I talk, I'm planning on sending out those few emails with that PDF.
Have you already talked to them on through the phone or no?
Mhm.
Oh, you did.
I personally haven't. It was one of Beatrice's tasks. So she had reached out to them. We had sent them some cupcakes as well as totes for the employees just to say hello, we're in the neighborhood. So
Mhm.
there's already been that communication a little bit. Um, so we're gonna see what kind of comes from it, but crossing fingers, I can even get into one.
How do you? Yeah, you will. How do you get bit? I'm like, yeah, yeah. How do you get give Beatrice these like what? Break it down to me. How does this testing work for her?
So I think like on the days we're not seeing patients, I'm trying to figure out like how to utilize those days. I'm currently in the office 3 days a week, so there's 2 days that she's sort of on her own. She's obviously doing claims, insurance, and all that stuff, but I also want to fill it with like local things that would just take away from my time on the days I'm here. So I asked her to find a list of daycares and preschools in my current town, Darien, as well as New Canaan and Norwalk. So I said, I want you to find like 5 to 6 in each and create like a Google Doc along with like the address and phone number. When she kind of created it, then I said like, okay, great. Now I want you to contact these schools, write down who you spoke with about if we can do like come to them and like drop something off or like we would like to do a presentation. Is there someone that we can connect with, or that Dr. Naomi can set up a chat with, and then she'll like schedule it for me.
Mm. So
So I'm
she's
kind
doing
of
that.
using, yeah, I'm kind of using, I want her initially to be the one who's like contacting them so they get used to her name and her voice. Since
Hmm.
like hopefully as I get busier, she'll also be the one that's like going out there and doing things as well.
Yeah. So like the ball never gets kind of, you know what I mean? Like dropped or anything.
Mhm. Mhm.
And then do you eventually plan when she gets super busy to like to delegate that?
Yeah. I mean, if she gets super busy, I'm hoping I have a third employee. So I think it's going to be a little bit, I, my plan is yes, I don't plan on her doing that forever, but just right
Yeah.
now with where we're at.
Okay. I mean, if it's part of her task always, that's fine too. You know what I mean? Like it's up to you
Yeah.
on how you want to do it.
I'm trying to just like, I think on the days off, it's hard right now with like insurance and claims because we're still kind of like navigating that space as I get more and more in network with things, as well as like creating the right scripts for how do we communicate with patients, as well as what do we have to deal with like the insurance companies, following up on the claims and so on and so forth. But I think a task like this, I think it's a really simple 30-day or 30-minute, like just you have 1 hour of like this, just finish
Hmm.
it off. And like on Casper, there's like a task list, so I can kind of assign her it. And so far it's been working. She's really great at just like creating a Google Doc and getting it going. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Nice. Cool. Okay. So then real quick, let's dive into your first like day slash week.
Yeah, let's go
Uh,
with a week, only because on my first day I purposely didn't schedule patients.
yeah. Remind us again, what was the thought process behind that? Why didn't you schedule people on the first day? So technically,
I
were you
know,
really
right?
open on the first?
Okay, a few things. Just like a small history lesson on Little
Mhm,
Dente. We had a flood. And so all like basically the 5 weeks leading up to the office, like I wasn't able to use my space. I wasn't even sure we were going to be able to open.
mhm,
Um, so I didn't have the time to like put anything. Like I wasn't ordering instruments, I wasn't ordering supplies because I physically couldn't be in the space while they were like getting things going. It wasn't until about like 2.5 weeks before opening that I was able to actually get in here. And I had to wait for supplies, I had to wait for instruments and all of that sort of stuff. So there was just a lot of stress surrounding, do I even have the tools for something as simple as like a cleaning? Secondly, like we had like Jean coming in, who is our consultant for like the 2 days right before. So there was no way that I could like store things, I could organize things. Me and Beatrice were trying to figure out like open dental, like how do we do XYZ. There was just like a lot of busy work that we just got had to cram into like a 2 week time period, that having that one day of like no patients was like really essential for us and gave us like a little bit of room to breathe. And then secondly, I think there was so much pressure around like, oh my God, it's your opening day, it's your opening day. And for me personally, I was like, I didn't want to stress out. Me and Beatrice hadn't even gone through like a run through of like how we're
mhm.
going to handle like a first patient. So it was just nice to kind of have that first day to like, cool, we're open. Like, let's create some content. Let's do this, but let's also like do all of the like behind the scenes sort of work. And then when the next day came, when we had our first patient like ever, it was actually like so much more chill. And just to say like, oh yeah, we're open versus like, this is our first
Yeah. So you
day.
didn't tell that patient this was you're our first patient or like
No, no.
so then what's the I guess like was it more the mindset or
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
what how would that have been different if you're like, all right, we're gonna have a day where we're open, soft opening or something, and then the day before, let's just do what we just did when we said when we were open.
I just it's that perfectionist mindset that maybe I need to work on a little bit, but I just have it. I didn't want, with experience being like the core foundation of like Little Denti, I didn't want someone from the community, a town that is very small, to have like a subpar experience. I didn't feel I was ready to provide it, like even 90% on that first day. And we were still having supplies coming in on that first
Mhm.
day, like all my prophy paste, all my like stuff, like little things like that. I just simply didn't know if I was going to have. And that would have been so embarrassing to like be like, hey, you're here for a cleaning, but I don't have the prophy.
Yeah, that's true.
So it was like things like that that I just didn't want to be like looking chaotic. If it was a family member that I was seeing, like for instance, my cousin and her two little kids like live here, I probably would have felt a little bit more comfortable because I can mess up and like screw up and like sound awkward and it wouldn't be judged because I know she's going to come back to me. I just didn't want the pressure of like, oh my God, I have to like sell myself. I have to sell this office. I have to give a good experience while managing a first day. And it went by so quick. Like, even though it was our first day, we were all so excited to like say we were officially open. When the phone was ringing, we were like, hi, we're able to like actually answer and like schedule someone versus like, you're on a wait list.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it was just like, I think it worked for us. And it wasn't like we were super busy. I think during the 3 week, 2.5 weeks, I guess you would say, in February that we were open, I think we saw between 15 to 18 new patients. So my schedule wasn't like I have 6 patients like every single day, blah 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 blah, and I have to like close this schedule. It was like I'm seeing one or two a day on average.
Mm. Okay.
So yeah, it was fine. I don't regret the decision at all. It's odd, but I
Yeah.
don't regret
It's
it.
different. Watch your cousin be like, I'm never going back. I don't know.
Yeah. Actually, funny, she's coming today.
Oh, really? Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
It is different. I like it though, because it feels like you take away the stress. But it's
Mhm.
interesting to think like, why don't we just tell ourselves that? But then I don't know. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
feel like we put a bunch of pressure on the first day, which is good and
Yeah.
sometimes not good. I don't know.
Yeah, I just felt way more relaxed on the second day. It was just like that pressure was gone. I was getting so many text messages from like my friends and family, and I appreciate it, but it just like added to the first day being a first day. And
Okay. Okay. So
so
talk to us about that a little bit more. Like, what are some things where you're like, this just added to it sounds nice, but I don't recommend people do this.
I think like on social media, right? You are trying to promote your business. You're putting it out there that, yo, we're in the community. And then also on like my personal like page, it's like, hey, here's something I've been working on for like almost a year and a half. I can't believe the doors are finally open. I'm really proud of like how it's turned out.
Mhm.
Love the support. Please follow us or just like follow along for the journey, whatever it was. It led to like, oh my God, congratulations. We're so happy for you, blah, blah, blah. Text messages. We want to see the place. We want to do that. And meanwhile, I'm like scrambling back here trying to figure out like how does my autoclave officially work? Because finally, like I got the solution for it. Like things like just as simple as that, like were stressing me out. And so the congratulations part was like I loved it. I was so happy, but like I was so overwhelmed. So maybe I should have held off on like not posting on the first day on my
Oh,
personal page.
you posted it on the first day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So
They
that's
were
one
like,
thing.
yeah, that was I think it was just like adding to I was so excited to say we were finally open.
Mhm,
I
mhm.
was like legally allowed to also because of like my restricted covenant thing.
Yeah.
So it was just, I don't know. I was very proud. I've been like elated and like super excited to be able to share the news. So I totally did. I just didn't expect the outpour of like support from friends and family to also like it's one thing to comment on your Instagram, but it's a whole different thing to get phone calls to
Mhm.
um like get text messages. And even on that day, one of my really, really close family friends, they live an hour away. They came with their kids just to say hi. And like, which was beyond sweet. You should have seen my jaw drop. Like, I was like, what? I was sitting with Beatrice at the front, and all of a sudden they walked through the door. I'm like, that guy looks familiar. And I was like, what the heck? They live in New Jersey. They don't
Oh,
live in
really?
Connecticut. Yeah. So last people to expect
Oh,
to see. And then they were here for a couple hours. So that I'm so glad I spent the time with them. But it was just all part of like a really hectic, busy day.
yeah. Do you feel like you had to explain, like, look, I didn't schedule people on purpose today because of the thing, or you didn't do that?
Yeah. Like I remember even my boyfriend was like, why? And I was like, I was like,
What?
I was
That's
like,
good.
side glance, side glance, side
You
glance. Side.
guys are just sitting in silence, like, do you have any patience? Or no, that's good. I mean, like, that's good to know that. You know what I mean? I guess how can we prevent that though? Just not posting about it or what?
I think I think
Like,
for me and just the way I was operating, what I was feeling that day,
mhm.
I probably shouldn't have. I think it just added to it. So I probably should have posted on the second day, but I just don't do well on any day that's like given a lot of importance. So like I think it's just the way my mind works and how I've always operated. So I was just glad that to say that the first day was done and then cool, chill, walk in. Like I don't need to look dolled up. I don't need to do like anything crazy. I can
Yeah.
just kind of come in my true form.
So then what were you feeling that day?
On the first day,
Yeah.
I was so excited, like my sleep was restless.
Uh-huh.
Um, but like I went to sleep so early the night before. I remember I was like, I'm gonna stay here until like probably 8, 9 o'clock, just making sure I can organize and all that stuff. And I just like remember I was in my sterilization and I was trying to organize between this op room, sterilization, storage, like all of that stuff. And I just like kind of stared at it. It was like almost 6 p.m. And I was like, what am I doing? Like, I have tomorrow. Like, why am I stressing myself out? It's not like it's going to change even the second day at this point. We got all the supplies. I know where things are.
Mhm.
Like, just go home. So I went home, watched some TV. I think I fell asleep at 8:30 and I felt good. Then around like 2 o'clock, my mind started racing. I woke
Oh
up and I
man.
was like, boom. Oh, I need to tell Beatrice this. Boom. Oh my God, did we take care of this? Like it just started hitting me. And so 2 to 6 o'clock that morning, I was just like I would sleep for 30 minutes, wake up for 30 minutes, sleep for 30 minutes. And it was just, yeah. So it just shows like even though I can try to de-stress myself, like there was just something about that those words first day that was just making my mind go. Then after the first day, I slept like a baby.
Yeah.
Like I literally went home and I was so chill. I was like relaxed. I like watched some TV. I think I slept at like 10:30, came in the next day and I was like, yo, what's up? How is everyone? Blah, blah, blah. How are you, Beatrice?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like just chilled, got my like trays ready for the patients that day and sat in my office and it was day two.
And yeah, I never thought about that. Like the sleep that you lose the day before, right?
Yeah.
Like thinking of
Yeah.
did everything you thought of or did everything that caused you not to sleep well, did that move the needle or was that effective? Or were you like now thinking like, I don't even remember what it was.
Half of it, I don't remember what it was. Not someone who keeps like a journal by me, like,
Oh, you
or
were like write it down on your phone, like
no, I was trying to avoid the phone because I was trying to go back to sleep.
yeah.
I didn't want to like look at it and see like I just didn't want to be on there. Also knowing myself, I would have swerved and gone to like TikTok or something at like 2 in the morning. And then I really
Uh,
wouldn't have slept.
yeah.
But
Okay.
I remember I came in and I would just like randomly pop out to like the front desk and be like, yo, Beatrice, did we do this? Can you write this down for me? And then I'd like go back. And then I'd like be like, wait, I think I thought of this last night. Can you go ahead and do this? So it came out like throughout the course of the day, but truthfully, all the stuff that like was popping in my brain at like 2 to 5 in the morning, none of that mattered. None of it
Yeah.
mattered.
I know. It feels like that stuff like matters. You're like, I need to, but you tell yourself, right? You're like,
Yeah.
if I start writing this down, I should. You look at you don't even want to look at the time actually because you're like, I don't even want to know.
Yes.
I don't even want to know.
And I think I'm just and I think a lot of dentists are like this, but
Mhm.
personally for me, I hate going into something not feeling ready. Like I just don't like being unprepared. I don't like not knowing. And I think part of me was freaking out of like maybe I don't know everything, which clearly I don't, but like maybe I don't know everything about like my software. Maybe I don't know how the x-ray works. Do I remember the training for the pano? What happens if a patient needs to come in tomorrow at an emergency and I don't know how to use a pano? And here I am like looking stupid in front of like mom or dad. It was just those sort of like I think it was unpreparedness is probably the
Mhm.
theme of my first day and like restlessness and all the anxiety that was like surrounding that first day.
Yeah, that's true. Do you still have that kind of thing where you're like, I don't want to like, because
Yes.
you can tell them like,
Yes,
yes, see,
100%.
100%.
But
Well,
like look at me, like for this daycare thing, for example, right? I could have easily on like Friday just sent an email and then just been like, hey, by the way, here's a presentation, realized I forgot to attach it and probably sent it a few days later. I instead was like, nope, the email needs to be perfect, the presentation needs to be perfect. Like I want it sent out. And like it's just who I am. It's just who I am.
yeah.
In my mind, I was like, 72 hours isn't going to kill me, but I had to give myself a deadline. I was like, all right, you need to finish this by this certain time. Otherwise, like your daycare is not going to happen.
Yeah. I mean, preparation like that helps a ton, but I want to say like, man, like almost like this is just a number I'm pulling out of my butt, but like 90% of people like don't ever see like ground marketing or things like that successful because they never execute, right? They're just like, no,
Yes.
this is never gonna work. I don't know, I was making the email and then I just didn't do it because, why would they? And then they make up like all these excuses in their own mind. I'm like, okay, yeah.
Mhm.
So,
And actually, it's funny that you're saying that because I think that's something I'm realizing about myself. I like admin work. I think it's where I thrive a little bit. However, I am realizing I have put so many admin tasks on myself that it's becoming overwhelming because of that pressure of like I want to feel prepared. So for instance, um what I'm trying to do for getting to know some of the local businesses as well as like my general dentists and anyone who might refer to me.
Mhm.
I've been trying to figure out like a creative way to say hello to them. I don't love the idea of just spending money on like some cupcakes and like sending
Yeah.
it to them, just like everyone does that.
Mhm.
So spring is about to come. What is something I like? I love ice cream. So what is a way that I can kind of like incorporate all this? So I'm renting out an ice cream truck for like half a day and I'm gonna go around to like all of these businesses. I'll figure them out ahead of time, but like we're gonna drive around. I'm just gonna drop off some tote bags, say hi. Like even here in my building as well as the next door building, there's probably like 15 businesses between the two of us. I'm sure some of those people have kids, some of those people have dental insurance. So
Mhm.
if I can become that provider for them, that's awesome. And then it'll be cool. I'm the girl with the ice cream truck. Like
Yeah.
I get that nickname.
Yeah. No, it's
So
good. It fits.
yeah, and I like it. It's like spring into spring with like little Dente, get the scoop on us, like stupid little lingo, dental or
Mhm.
ice cream lingo, right? But to send out that invitation, like putting an invite in my greeting was like some pressure I just kept putting on my mind. And I was like, I kept putting it off like by almost like a week about like sending out these like emails to like all these like businesses because I was so determined to have that invite attached to this email. And then when I was doing this whole daycare presentation, I was like, God, Naomi, just like get all this stupid stuff done. Why are you putting so much pressure on yourself? So just did that along with the daycare presentation, and now I have it all ready to go. So there's a lot of sending that's going to be done after this chit chat.
Do you think it maybe some of it's like fear of it not panning out the way you think it might pan out?
I think it's truly like presentation for me.
Mhm.
I want to come off professional. I want to come across like we put thought and effort and care into what we're doing. And I feel, I don't know if it's pressure, but I feel this like thought that constantly keeps coming back in my mind of like, are we doing things the little denty way, like my unique way, or are we doing it just for the sake of doing it? And like for me, those little details are really what makes that experience, even if it's just an email, a little bit different. And sometimes me focusing on those little details I can get in my head and just keep unraveling myself. So
Mm.
I do sometimes have to take a step back and be like, hey, chill
Yeah.
out. No one's gonna, you're judging yourself for not attaching that invite. You could
Yeah.
easily have that invite like a week later, being like, here's the official invite, but you
Yeah,
know,
I think it's good though. I think it's good that you're putting in like the preparation work before that. You know what I mean? Because I mean, it heightens the chance of success, right? But if you just go out
yeah,
and start doing it, then
yeah,
you got pressure, but you're doing it, but you got pressure now where you're like,
yeah,
crap, I gotta like do this, make it happen, right? And then you have a deadline, and then all this stuff. So
totally, totally. But I'm glad that I'm figuring out like when I don't have patience, I'm locking myself now in my office and I'm doing everything I'm supposed to
you
do.
just on TikTok, you're like locking yourself in.
Well, like
Yeah.
even right before you and I had a patient this morning, and then
Mhm.
we had like I think I had 45 minutes before I had to talk to you. Did a reel. Fine, like that was on my list of
Yeah.
like things I was supposed to do. I did the reel, I edited it, which is such a pain, by the way.
Editing
And
reels.
it literally 2 minutes like before you and I hopped on.
Nice. What is it about?
Oh, it was just like about, I think my theme for, so what I'm trying to also do is like not overthink this. I think sometimes it's just like fun to do whatever. So I think I just did some like, I don't know where it came from, but I was just like randomly posing, hoping like, okay, I'm sure there's a bullet point that will go here, a bullet point that will go here. I did some arch like this. I was like, I'll figure out what all of these point things are pointing to. There's so many topics that I could bring up that I'll figure it out. But I decided I was like, let me do something that's like such a common question. And it was like, why do baby teeth matter? They fall out anyway. And then I just did like three very simple bullet points. I think I said speech, spacing, and chewing. And then the arch turned into like our phone number. And then like at the bottom, I wrote like come to Little Denti. So I'm hoping like I can boost that post or something like on Facebook or Instagram, depending on like the
Yeah.
music sort of thing. But just something simple, like educational, different, easy.
Yeah. I
I'm
mean,
trying to tell myself I am posting one reel a week. A, it helps me be in front of the camera, but also like just informative stuff that maybe I can boost here and there and it'll be a little bit different.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Are you on TikTok now too, or no? Or is that your just personal one
I
still?
officially made my TikTok public. Have I posted on it? No. But my TikTok, which does have some videos actually of like dental related things, is definitely still on there. Um, but now I have to create it. And I was like kind of kicking myself because I filmed the video that I was just explaining.
Uh-huh.
I did all those like actions and all those sounds on Instagram. And I was like, crap, I should have done this on TikTok because then I could have just downloaded it and put it onto Instagram. But whatever, you live and you learn.
You
Next
could
time.
screen record, right? Can't you? Screen record?
Well, I don't know. I've done it from TikTok to Instagram. I've never done Instagram to TikTok.
Oh yeah,
So
me
I
neither.
might have to just sort of see. Luckily, I didn't do anything that was to the beat of the music, so I could just have like whatever I want. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'll take it from there.
Okay.
But
So
yeah,
then,
that's my new goal.
gotcha. That's a good goal. That's a good goal. Yeah, like to keep, you know what I mean? Maybe even
Mhm.
get Beatrice like in it a little bit, you know?
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I was trying to figure out like what she would feel comfortable with. I actually asked her as part of her task. I was like, come up with some real ideas because I want to see what she thinks of as like someone who's not a dentist, but also that means maybe I could have her like talk about it.
Yeah.
I started having her talk to the patients about oral hygiene so she learns a little bit about what to ask, how to respond to things. I have her stay in the room like when I'm talking about it also with patients and stuff. So maybe it's a topic that she can approach.
That comes up or anything like that.
Mhm.
Nice. So then, throughout the week that you were open, not just the first day, but that week, what were
Mhm.
some things that you're like, man, this went really bad?
Um, insurance.
Oh, really? Okay.
So where I worked with Unlock the PPO, I was I believe strategic with what we decided to be in network with, mostly because my goal eventually is to be out of network or fee for service, but um it led to some confusion about some things because I'm technically not in, so say there's like 10 insurances that I decided with them that I'm going to be in network. I'm still in the process of being in network with some of these insurances. So people are calling, they're like, "Hey, we have Aetna." I'm not technically in network yet with Aetna, but I will be
Hmm.
probably by their 6-month cleaning. So I would be getting these phone calls and I was actually telling Beatrice, I'm like, can you tell them we're going to get back to them as soon as like we get in touch with Aetna? We just want to confirm so that there's no surprises for them. We made it all about like sounding like, hey, we just want to make sure you don't have any issues, when part of it was also because I didn't want to
Yeah.
like be in a fiasco where we told them the wrong thing. So we would find out like, hey, patients, because technically I'm still out of network,
Hmm.
they would have to pay like, I don't know, like $70 or something like that. I didn't want that $70 to be a reason why someone was not booking with me and why I couldn't have a lifetime patient. So then it was like, okay, how do we work this so that I can say we're going to honor the in-network fees because we will be in network by the time you're coming. So we just are currently still in line waiting for Aetna to approve our application. How do we handle XYZ? So insurance was just like one of those really tough things. We open dental, like when you're going through those modules, make it seem so easy to submit a claim. Then we find out it's hard to submit a claim. Then we realize like I need a, like I forget, God, like a dental exchange sort of thing
Oh,
where you can
uh-huh.
submit things like electronically. I didn't know I needed that, so I had to sign up for dental exchange.
Hmm.
Then it was like, hey, we can't check benefits. Oh, well, I need to add that service to my dental exchange. It's like little things like that that it was like a learning curve. And insurance is just like a pain in the butt.
Are you still dealing with it or no?
Yeah, a little bit.
With
Now,
Etna?
no, not through Aetna. Like, I'm not, I think I'm still technically not a network, but we're treating everything as if we are, like with the confirmed insurances.
Hmm.
But it's also like, for example, Delta Dental doesn't give me my fee schedule because I'm Premier in Connecticut. And for some reason in the state, if you're a Premier Delta Dental, you don't get like an official fee schedule. So what am I supposed to tell the parents about what their copays are? Do I go off of my UCR, or like I don't know even what I'm going to be getting back from Delta Dental. So then how do you talk to parents about it? How do I submit to Delta Dental? Delta Dental kept denying my claim, saying that the information wasn't matching. Then I had to call the rep, and then the rep is like a pain, being like, I don't know. And so it's
He
just
really
like,
was he really like that or no? He's like, I don't
yeah,
know.
literally, her name is Kim. And if you work with her, Delta Dental in New Jersey, Connecticut, even Unlock the PPO was like, I've never dealt with someone like this.
What was so
She's just
bad?
so rude. She is so incredibly rude and condescending, like whenever you talk to her. And like I learned that in my process through Unlock the PPO with her, and I've had to send like a few firm emails. Beatrice, so I asked Beatrice, I was like, hey, listen, me and this rep just don't have a good history. Do you mind being the person? I can write the email out, but could you be that point of contact? She
Uh-huh.
was even rude to Beatrice. And Beatrice is like so kind. She's like always bubbly and like laughing. And then this, she was like, just so, well, did you even check this? Did you do this? Like, it doesn't seem like it's a Delta dental problem. And it's like, no, man, we literally have gone through dental exchange. We've gone through open dental. We've gone through all the loops that you've told us could be wrong. It seems to be a Delta dental problem. And she was like, she's just so rude in the way that she talks. And anytime even Beatrice gets off the phone with her, she's like, oh,
Wait, firm email that you sent. What's that look like?
oh God, I'm like trying to remember. I just remember it was like she was just so incredible. What was it about? Oh, I was trying to figure out how to get into Premiere. She was not giving us like the appropriate information. And whenever she was asking for the information, she was just like making it seem like what I just remember being extremely turned off to the point that I was almost not going to sign up with Delta Dental because of how rude and annoying she was being. And I think my firm email, this was like months ago, so it's hard for me to remember the exact details, but it was basically around the thing of like, your attitude is the reason that I'm not signing up with Delta Dental. And quite frankly, I think that you and I just don't seem to have like a very good like rapport between each other. It may be best that I move forward with a different rep, or I just don't sign up with Delta Dental. And I'm happy to like discuss this with a manager of yours because I'm at the point that I need to talk to someone and I don't want it to be with you.
Yeah. Well, can you do that? Can you switch reps?
No, she's like so she just got into her role like at that time, probably 3 to 4 months like before them. So Unlock the PPO didn't even know that they had switched reps because they haven't had to deal with someone in that area in those few months. So they tried to set me up to talk to the rep that they knew, and they were like, we can't, she's technically in charge of that area. And she was the only one in charge.
Wow. What's your
I
last
spoke
name?
to her manager.
Kim, what's your last name?
I think it's like Alborchio. Albergio or something like that.
Kim Alberchio from Delta Dental.
Alber. Yeah. If someone else has had a better experience with her, like kudos to you. Maybe you could teach me your ways, but it just seems like me, Unlock the PPO, Beatrice, like all of us have just had such a pain in the butt with her experience with her that the less I have to involve myself with her, the better.
So has Unlock the PPO helped a ton with like the insurance process, or is it
Yeah.
kind of confused? Did they kind of like, I'm gonna leave you off here, and then now you feel
Yeah.
alone, or
Yes and no. So what they did is like when I hired Beatrice as
Mhm,
part of like our training days, they had like a almost 2 hour training session. They create like a box folder with you along with like your shared, like basically like what insurances you're in, where's the carrier status, like all of that stuff. And
mhm,
so they help navigate how to go through those folders, how to do XYZ. After that, though, I could send them an email being, hey, I just got this insurance. I'm a little bit confused. They will consistently navigate you to that box.
mhm,
So they don't specifically like help with specific patient stuff. Like for instance, one of the Delta dental claims were denied. I included them in an email because I couldn't figure out if it was an issue from the information we sent them or something like that. But they were like, this has patient information on it. We don't handle anything of the sort. Anytime I've been like, hey, like, am I in network with, I'm a little bit confused. Like, is Aetna one of the ones I agreed to because it's part of the Carrington umbrella and
hmm.
it's like a little bit hard for me to read. Then they were like, they just keep directing me there and there's no phone number to call someone. So at times I feel alone, but then I somehow, as of now, have been figuring it out a little bit.
Yeah. Do you still have to pay them like a fee
Monthly
or no?
retainer?
Yeah.
No, I think I paid like 6,700 like at the beginning of the process, like
Mhm.
just for all of their services throughout my time with them.
So in total, they cost how much? 67?
6,700. Mm-hmm.
And that's for what?
That's like, so Lisa is, I don't know if she's the founder or the owner, but she's like the head person. You have calls with her initially to talk about like what are your future plans with this office? What do you want? Do you want to be a network with like tons of things? Do you want to like hold back? This is how some of the stuff works. Do you know about umbrellas? So you have all these consistent calls with her as you're going through the process with your demographic reports and so on and so forth. Hey, we just heard back from like Carrington. Here's like the fees that they offered. Do you accept this? Do you not? So she kind of walks you through the process and is really great, honestly, about like, these are your goals. This is aligned with your goal. Quite frankly, in my experience, like this has been like a very good fee schedule. I would accept this, even though they're, it might only be 2% of your population, but you're still getting closer to your UCR. So she was like fabulous, like during all of
Mm.
that. And then once they have people who submit all the paperwork, who deal with like navigating and getting those fee schedules, the credentialing processes, all of that is done through them. And even right now, as I'm going and finishing off like the remaining few insurances that I still have to like be in network with, they are consistently updating in that box folder where my status is with all of these people.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So
Interesting.
it's they're well worth the money. And honestly, it's been a wonderful process. Part of me just wishes that I had like the ability to pay maybe like a few hundred for the year to be able to like get an hour each month to ask an insurance
Mhm.
question.
Just like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Like a monthly office hours kind of thing.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
jump on. Okay, interesting, interesting. So then that's one thing that, or that's a big thing that didn't go
Mhm.
well that week. What was something that surprisingly went well where you're like, oh, interesting?
I don't know if this is technically going to be part of like just the office systems and stuff. I was there's two things. I was very surprised. This is odd, but like my sterilization is open. The patients love the sterilization room.
Okay.
Like it's really weird. And I like whenever they're like walking by, like they're just like, "Oh, that's so cute. What room is that?" And I'm like, "That's where I clean your instruments." So it's not the room.
Sorry,
So I'm
clean
just
your
a little bit
instrument.
surprised by that. Also by how many parents are like, "Oh my God, there's TVs on the walls. Wow." I'm like, "Is that not the standard?" Like, so those little like minute details a little bit surprising.
Yeah.
Then secondly, the response that we got about our social media. Like I don't have like I think we only at this moment in time have like 227 followers. So it's not like I have like thousands of followers or anything like that. But the
Hmm.
people who have found us through like Instagram or connecting with us through there, their response to the feed has been like a little bit surprising because I wasn't sure if I liked it. Um
Hmm. This is
I
when once you've already hired the, or no, you haven't hired the.
Yeah, I had hired her
Okay. All
and
right.
I wasn't sure if I was liking what she was doing.
Ah,
Initially it seemed a little bit like clip art-y, but
yeah.
animated. But then people were just like really responsive to it and I was like, "Oh, okay, maybe I'll see where it could go." And now it's like people are like whenever we're hearing how they found us, "Oh, your Instagram is so cute. We're coming." Blah blah blah. And like even the few people that have come from the pediatric therapy group, like when they're bringing their kids there, they see our office, they were like, "Oh yeah, we looked you guys up. Like you guys are so cute, blah blah blah." So I think I'm just like shocked a little bit at that. Like it wasn't what I expected, especially
Hmm.
because I haven't posted like anything educational. I think I've only put like one patient up there so far. A lot of the stuff is like stories at the moment
Hmm.
because I would love to post, for example, like the cute kid who took his goodie bag yesterday, but like I have to wait for my social media girl to like be the one to post it. So it's
Uh,
like little things like that. And then actually, not this is not in that first week, but speaking on social media,
mhm.
I think one of the main questions I keep on getting is like, are you in network with so and so insurance? I asked her to create a post of saying what we're currently in network with. And like I'm managing like the DMs on that. I got some people saying, "Oh my God, this was so helpful. Thank you."
Really?
Yeah. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay. Well, I'm glad I helped. But
Yeah. I didn't know that about P. I know like in senior homes, when people go to senior homes, like you know how you have to do a presentation. People are
yeah,
like, I'm gonna do a presentation about implants and all that stuff. But the best thing you can do is just like, let's do a Q&A, and then you'll notice everybody asks about insurance. Everybody. So I guess same thing, right?
yeah. And like with like I mentioned, since the giveaway, I think we got like 20 new followers, which not tons, right? But that it seems to be a topic that people are curious about because on my website, I purposely have held off on like any sort of insurance form or insurance tab only because I'm still waiting to be in network and it's consistently changing. So I
Mhm.
wanted to wait like a couple of months before I officially put up what I was with. So I was like, you know what? Let me take advantage of these like new followers, people who are calling and everything. So I put up our membership plan for like Little Dente if you don't have insurance, as well as now what we're in network with. So I pinned them to like the top of like our Instagram page so people can just like immediately go there if they're like curious.
Has anybody ever said anything about your website? Like, oh, I got.
No, not like actually not really. I get form submissions through there, so I'm
Mhm.
assuming that's probably 90% of how I get most patients.
Mhm.
Um, so people have definitely seen it, but no one's like commented on it. But I've gotten actually through a lot of people have connected with me on the Instagram Dr. Naomi Sedani, and they've DM'd me saying that they really like the website and they've asked for Josh's like information.
Who did your website?
Josh Hampson?
Oh yes, 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 yes. Josh
Yeah.
Hansen. I thought it was another Josh. I was like, I thought it was another. Okay, cool. That's awesome. I was just wondering. Okay, so that's the best and the worst thing. What's something you wish you're like looking back? If I had my first week, I would do this differently. Besides insurance, right? Like, but besides that,
I
yeah.
I think I wish I promoted myself in the first day a little bit better. That was something I was a little bit disappointed by. Um, I think part of it was because I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to open. Like literally, the inspector
Mhm.
signed off on our temporary like CO like 36 hours before opening day. So I couldn't really like I felt anxious about putting out February 8th. If it wasn't going to happen, I would have felt really embarrassed.
Mhm.
But I kind of wish that I took that I just wish the week before I took full advantage and planned out something a little bit better, whether it was like giveaways, whether it was like content a little bit more, showing how the office has changed over the past 6 months and like dedicated myself to like creating content around it. I kind of regret it because it would have been a really, really cool opportunity.
So creating the content, basically, right?
Content, but like also just like I don't think I did a good job about promoting opening, not even day, but just like that we're opening.
How would you do it now? How would you promote it?
I'm not I've thought about this. Like I just kind of wish like maybe there was like a countdown on like our social medias, whether it was like creating even like a not video per se, where it was like a professional video, but just like our journey to like opening day, just getting people like more interested in us. I just wish I kind of showed the intimacy of Little Denti a little bit more versus just like putting up a sign and blasting that as an ad saying, hey, we're going to be opening February 8th. I just kind of wish I had taken advantage of that time to make it seem like Little Denti was here where you should feel comfortable and welcome to come to us. Like, look, 5-day countdown, 4-day countdown, 3-day countdown, like things like that. I just sort of wish I did a little bit better.
That would have been pretty cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like everybody's like, "Oh
Yeah.
my god, it's about to open," kind of thing. But I think that would have brought more pressure on that first day, where you're like, "This
Oh,
is
totally. I
it."
still wouldn't have booked anyone on February 8th, let's be real. But
Like we're
I'm
so
just
jam
saying,
packed. No, yeah,
I would have just said, oh, sorry, it's full.
yeah.
Um, but I just kind of wish it would have still bled into the 9th and the 10th, right? Like that Thursday and Friday of that week. I just sort of wish I took it more advantage of that time. Now I feel like I'm playing catch up a little bit.
What if you did that now? What if you did that, but not about opening? Something similar though. You know what I'm talking about? Where you had a countdown, like make it exciting. Something about like spring is about I don't know.
Yeah,
You're like,
no, no.
you know,
Well,
side
the
eye,
ice
side eye,
cream
side eye. Just
truck,
kidding.
side eye. The ice cream truck was like kind of like a fun, unique thing for me. And I was realizing as I was like looking up um when they're gonna be back in business. They're not in
Mhm.
business right now. So I had no choice but to push out like that idea until the end of this month or beginning of April.
Oh.
Yes, but which is also great because it gives me time to do like make sure the office is actually open on this day. Can I come between these chunks of time and just have your employees come out and grab an ice cream and say hi? Like
Mhm.
those like little things. I kind of wish like I want to create a countdown towards an event like that. Like I have a massive parking lot. Like I know you can't really see it behind these windows, but there's like a massive parking lot back here.
You see
Can I
cars passing by, but
Yeah, there's like highways, but like,
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. You can see it. You can see it. You can
yeah,
see it.
and that wraps around the entire building. Like, there's a lot of
Ah.
parking. Is there a way that I could be like, hey, like, I don't know, like maybe if I know Darian's school schedule is off, like come by and say hi, grab an ice cream, and like have the kids come by. Like, I think that would be actually a really fun countdown. Like, spring break's going to be coming in, I think, mid-April here. So
Yeah.
maybe I could do something along those lines.
Oh, like a field trip?
Hmm?
Like a field trip?
Oh, I would totally do that, but I
You know
just
what I'm
don't
talking
know
about?
if I'm allowed to, or there would be like liability issue.
No, yeah, like you contact the kid, the school, you know what I mean? And then they
Yeah,
like
yeah.
obviously set it up. You don't have to,
Yeah. The
you just
problem
run.
here is that like kids A are so busy. It is a number one school district, but B
Mm,
also, this is the patient population that travels whenever they get a break. So it's not like they're always like around, but I think it would just be neat to create. There's even like right down the street is like mini golf and bowling. So like just sponsoring something or something of that sort. I just think having like activities is more fun than like food half the time for kids. So
yeah.
yeah.
What's the medium household income for Darien right now for
Um,
Connecticut?
well, Darien specifically is one of the wealthiest. I don't know the income, but like the average price home here is 1.7.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I like even some of these patients when we've like looked up their addresses, like I see $5 million homes and I'm like, woo.
Woo!
Okay.
Oh yeah, okay.
So
I was
yeah.
wondering like what's your, you know what I mean? Kind of
Yeah.
thing on how you're gonna market. I think that would be fan. I think it would be nice.
Mhm.
Um to do
I'm
something like
realizing
that.
experiences speak more here than money.
Hmm.
So like being able to offer like something like the ice cream truck or bumper or like a mini like activity day, like patients of ours here's like, a $25 card, go enjoy your day with the
Yeah.
family or something like that. They appreciate those experiences versus like, hey, refer a patient, you get $25 off. They'll be like, I don't give a crap about $25. Like no
Yeah.
one so far with any of the co-pays or anything here has like blinked an eye. They're like, oh, it's $69 here. Okay. And we're like, oh, all right.
Yeah, that's honestly that's good. Like if I were you, like in Beatrice, like go with that because you're just gonna put barriers. You're gonna be and you're telling them like it's $69. You know what I mean? But if
Yeah.
you're like, oh, you're not gonna pay $69, really? Like kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then they're like, oh no, we will, type of thing. And then
You're so right about that. It's actually it's that's a language that we've been like trying to script out. So we use text message a lot through Casper. So me and her have been like kind of like working on like in case like we get a third person or someone else at the front. I want them to have like that same foundation and like language that we use to be I want it implemented in our third person. And we're saying things like we're very transparency is massive to me. I'm the type of person like you don't just tell me that I owe like $70. I want to know why I owe $70.
hmm.
So like for instance, we just had a patient today that we were talking with. We were like, hey, we got back from your insurance. They cover 75%, which means, and what's great about it is you don't owe any copays for like any cleanings or anything like that. The only 25% that you would owe is $70. If you have any questions, just let us know. But this is really great. Smiley face.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, that is great. Awesome. Yeah, we'll book. Are you free next week? So we're getting those responses when we're breaking it down. And then even in our reviews, a couple of the people, no, I think one person specifically has like mentioned like our transparency and our communication, which makes me extremely happy because that was so important to me. So they're not blinking an eye when I'm explaining, so I'm going to keep it up. But then
That's
if they do
yeah.
blink an eye, I'm going to be like, well, you realize this is a really good benefit, right?
Yeah.
Like this doesn't seem to be an issue for others.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Like you're gonna get maybe like a couple people, right, who do have that where like blink eyes, but like don't base everything off of them, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just be like, okay,
I
well,
just I'll just say like, oh, I know it's annoying, right? Like other parents have had to deal with it too, but it doesn't seem to be a barrier. And I'll be like, oh, okay. I want to do what everyone else is doing.
yeah, 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 yeah. Just kind of be like, yeah, wait. Almost like it's like no big deal, you know what I mean? Kind of thing. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. It shouldn't be a big deal, especially if they're, I mean, for here, where you're at.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I think like luckily because I'm in network, like I'm not out of network yet with a possible recession and stuff, people are appreciating what we're creating with any sort of financial value. Like for them, $60 for what they're getting here, they're enjoying it. When they come, they're seeing where their $60 is going. They're like, oh, this place is worth it. And that was like the whole goal, like how I designed this practice and like I'm trying to brand it. I'm curious what's going to happen in the future if we ever go out of network, but for now it's working.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay. So then what's next?
So I think I've really been trying to hone in on like community networking a lot right now, like not just like the daycares and preschools, but with like local businesses. Like I think kind of what we spoke about last time about connecting. You never know if like, for example, Bar Method has kids that they would want to bring here.
Mhm.
Um, just kind of like creating those like relationships and getting our name out in the community. So the ice cream day with like the local businesses. Hopefully I can either translate that to my patients or like other kids or create like some more experiences. That's like a big one. And then I kind of want the time that for the next 6 months, like break down a theme for each month. So I think
Mm.
like I'm going to use the month of September. Month of September is very slow. How do we take advantage of that time? That first, the other room that I showed you that had the wallpaper, that's going to be our infant room. So I think you even talk about this with Minal in the pediatric dental marketing course, but like I think it's Minal who's in it, or you brought on
Yeah,
another
Manal.
pediatric
Manal
dentist.
was in it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Making that baby month. So
Yeah.
like what is the prep that's gonna be involved in like baby month? And like hopefully by then the infant room will be ready by then. Hopefully I'll finish my frenectomy course and like can offer that service or something of that nature. How do I plan for that? Because I think one of the things that I've been struggling with, as you might be hearing from my story, is that there doesn't seem to be enough time to plan for something that might be a week or two out. So I think I
Mm.
want to take advantage of like summer's almost ending, like just I want to plan things out a little bit better. So like how do I plan for September? When do we start doing this? That way I don't feel rushed. How do I plan for August, which should be my busiest month before the kids get in school? Kind of like people talk about dental insurance ending in December. Why don't we say your kids' free time is going to be ending?
Yeah.
So how do I use the words and market that message out during the summer? So little
Yeah.
things like that. I really just want to sit down and give myself that time because I just don't think I'm doing that for myself and I don't want to hurt this practice, but I think it could just benefit it.
Yeah. No, that's good. Dude, if you can like plan out until like plan out as far ahead as you can, right? Obviously things will change, but like it'll be easier to know like if things don't change or things have to pivot, you're already kind of set in some things, right? That way you don't have downtime. You're just not like, oh my God, I should plan something and I should have done this. So as far out as you can, a year, 2 years, 3 years from now, right? And
Mhm.
then if you can, like the mentor once said, like plan out years in advance, like the times that you want to take to plan out. You know what I mean? So like
Yeah,
take a week because you're not gonna have that anymore, dude. Like a year from now, you know what
I
I mean?
know.
Like the time that you have now, it's gonna like run
Well,
out.
that's
So
why it's partly why I'm also being like OCD about some of these like PDF files that I'm like, for example, the invite and like presentations to send to the school because my goal is to not be having this free time, right?
mhm.
If I have it right now, let me take advantage. But like this, I'm doing this so that I can get busier. And so I don't have the time to like put towards these things. But like you brought up earlier, what is something I regret? Instantly just thought of something as you said that. Completely like did not take advantage of February as Children's Oral Care Month.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Hello, I'm
yeah,
a
yeah,
pediatric dental office, but I was so focused on my opening that I didn't promote it. And like
yeah,
there was like a lost opportunity. Yesterday was National Dentist Day. Hello, I didn't even promote myself. And then like I think the rest of this week is dental assistant week and like Beatrice should be like posted about and stuff like that. But like
yeah,
I just didn't give myself time because I have been so going wild with like just my day to day that I'm not looking ahead. But these are such like these little silly things. Like I mean, I'm not expecting a cake on National Dentist Day or something, but like it could have been something silly to like put out there, like plan ahead of time for something like that.
yeah,
So I want to like give myself the time to like see what is coming up in April, what's coming up in May, what is something that's coming up in June, and like come up with some themes and just go ham on it.
yeah.
So
Ham and
yeah.
bacon. Got it.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Sounds good. So then sign us out.
All right. Well, first off, before I do a sign off, if anyone has any themes for April or May, let me know.
Let me know.
I'm not, well, I'm Hindu, so I don't celebrate Easter. So I just bought Easter eggs, so I don't even know what the heck to do with Easter. So I know that's coming in April, but like if there's any other themes or suggestions, please DM me or like at my office's page. You can DM me at Dr. Naomi Sedani, but the office is Lil Dente Smile. So on either of them, if you have any theme ideas, let me know, or maybe we can bounce some stuff off of each other. But otherwise, this is the making of Little Dente.